All right, let's talk about this incredible new AI from Google DeepMind. We're not just talking about an AI that's good at playing games. We're talking about one that's learning to play them with you. This is SIMA 2, and honestly, it's a huge leap forward in making AI agents that are actually helpful and can work in all sorts of situations.
So, the big story here is this massive shift in how AI is interacting with these virtual worlds. You see, the first SIMA, it was more like a digital puppy. You could tell it to do simple things, and it would. But SIMA 2? It's designed to be a real collaborator, an actual companion who gets what you're trying to do.
Okay, so before we go any further, let's just be clear on what an AI agent is. This isn't just a chatbot, right? An agent, like SIMA, can actually see a complex 3D world, like a video game, and then do things in it. We're talking using a virtual keyboard and mouse, just like a person, to actually get something done.
So, how did SIMA make this jump from just following commands to being a proactive partner? Well, it wasn't just some small software update. This was a total redesign of its brain, right at the core.
Now, don't get me wrong, its predecessor, SIMA 1, was pretty impressive. I mean, it learned over 600 basic skills across a ton of different video games. But it was limited. It could follow a command like climb the ladder, but it didn't really get the why. It didn't have the context.
So what was the secret ingredient? The breakthrough? It was plugging in one of the most powerful AI models out there today, Gemini, and making it the agent's core. By doing that, by giving it that Gemini brain, SIMA went from just a doer to a thinker.
And this is where it gets really cool. Gemini gives it 3 grand new superpowers. First, reasoning. It can now understand high-level goals, not just simple instructions. Second, generalizing. It can learn a skill in one game and actually use it in a totally new one. And maybe the most exciting part, self-improvement. It can learn from its own mistakes all by itself.
You know, because it can reason now, SIMA 2 can actually tell you what it's up to. You can literally ask it, hey, what's the plan? And it will explain its strategy. It completely changes the feeling. It's less like commanding a bot and more like playing with a smart friend.
This brings us to what's pretty much the holy grail for AI, generalization. You know, the ability to do well in situations it has never, ever seen before. And this is where SIMA 2 just completely blows its predecessor out of the water.
So because it has that Gemini model inside, its understanding of language has just exploded. We're not talking simple commands anymore. It gets long, complicated requests. It understands different languages. You can even draw a little sketch on the screen to show it where to go, or just give it a thumbs up emoji, and it knows what you mean. It's amazing.
And the data really shows you what a huge improvement this is. In the games that both of these agents were trained on, you can see SIMA 2 is way, way better than SIMA 1, and it's closing that performance gap to a real human player.
But this chart, this is the one that really matters. This is how it performs in games it has never seen before. And look at the difference. SIMA 1 can barely do anything. SIMA 2, on the other hand, shows it can actually take what it knows and apply it to a totally new world. That's a true leap. So, to really push the limits here, the researchers at DeepMind came up with this wild, unprecedented challenge for their new agent, something pretty out there.
I mean, think about this for a second. How can you possibly prepare an AI to play a game in a world that is completely unknown, a world that was literally generated just seconds before it logs in?
Well, the answer involves another piece of mind-blowing tech called Genie 3. What this thing does is create entire interactive, playable 3D worlds from just a single picture or a little bit of text. It's like it can dream up a brand new video game right on the spot. So what they do, they dropped SIMA 2 into these instantly generated worlds. And it worked. It was able to figure out where it was, understand what to do, and complete tasks. It could figure out a whole new reality on the fly. As the researchers said themselves, it showed an unprecedented level of adaptability.
Okay, so this is all incredibly cool, but why does it actually matter for us, in the real world? This isn't just about making a better AI to play games with, right?
It matters because games are the perfect training gym for AI. They're complex, they're always changing, and, most importantly, they're safe. An AI can learn and practice and fail 1,000,000 times without any real-world consequences. It's the perfect sandbox for building general intelligence.
And the skills SIMA 2 is picking up in there, they are the absolute building blocks for helpful AI out in the physical world. Things like navigating a complicated space, figuring out how to use tools, working with a person on a task, these are all directly transferable to things like robotics and the AI assistants of the future.
And that really brings us to the final thought here. This whole project points to a new way of building AI, one that's not just focused on information, but on action, on doing things. It proves the AI can master the game. So the real question is, what is it going to master next?